Hello, hello, and welcome back. And welcome to the newcomers that are not subscribers. I'm sorry, I have my window open getting some fresh air, so you will hear some noise. And my voice is raspy. I do have allergies, reaction to eating chocolate. And my voice goes, it affects my thyroid, and my voice goes raspy because my throat closes up a bit. So I have to stop and keep drinking some water. Anyway, I'm a bad girl. There's some more traffic going by. In this video, April 16th, I have Whisper jumping off of the top of the treehouse again. Now this is 2 days after the fall mishap that he had, and I put that video out probably a month and a half, 2 months ago. Now this one here, he intentionally jumps off the top, knowing that he was fine the first time. He thought it's safe to jump. Now they have no sense of height. Anything that is 10 feet, they may think it's only a couple of inches. But like a rat will go across a wire, telephone poles. A mouse, they will do tightrope walk, and they will fall, and they will be okay most of the time. Now, with Whisper falling into the 3.5, some areas 5-inch bedding, it would be like us falling from the roof ceiling of our bedroom, the ceiling, onto our mattress. Now, depending on how we fall, if it's on our head, we could twist our neck and sprain it, twist our back, get sore, twisted muscles, torn muscle. If it was our feet first, we may land in a position that could crack a bone or sprain an ankle or an arm or a wrist. Now, he has a softer landing than a mattress like we would have, and they're able to take more of an impact than we do. And you will see Whisper, it will show you in long view, one camera. I call it camera 1 right now. We'll see, this is camera 1, the long view. You will see him do this, and then camera 2 I will switch to, and I put them together, and you will see a close-up directly in front of where he decides to jump from, closer up shot. Right now he's enjoying the wheel, doing almost a full tilt. This is a tip with your wheel. Now, while we're watching Whisper on the wheel, take notice when he jumps off of the wheel. You will see the wheel swing and sway, still move, even though Whisper is not on it. Now, if your wheel, smaller, any size, it does not do this. It means the nut at the back, you have it too tight. And he is the size of a medium-sized mouse. 1/3 of the size of a regular adult size Syrian type hamster, typical larger hamster. Now, when he jumps off, take notice, it will still swing. For any size hamster, you need your wheel to do that. So when you move your finger to tap it lightly, like you're a hamster's paw, the weight, touch it as the weight of a hamster would be. And when you let go, if it doesn't still move the other direction or the same direction, a half of a spin, it means you have the nut at the back too tight. Now, for him being dwarf, I have it almost as low as it can go without touching the base. There's only just a crack between the base and the wheel, and that's low enough for him to jump in and not have his legs trip over the lip going in or out of the wheel. So that is why he is so confident in the way he jumps off and jumps on, because I make sure every day that I move it with my finger and make sure that it's not going to fall right off of the screw in the nut and come crashing laying down with him in it and hurt him, because he may try to jump out of it at the same time and it lands on him. So I check it every day, just like, see, did you notice it's still spinning? Go back 10-15 seconds and watch that again. If you have a hamster, go watch that again and notice how much it swings when they jump off. He's jumped back in it while it was still moving, and he loves it, that feeling of, rocking back and forth a little bit. You probably noticed him doing that in the past. Now, he doesn't seem too happy with the snack there. I don't know what it is because it's been so long. See, Daredevil jumping off down 8 inches. Well, the table's 8 inches, the legs, but the legs are buried inside the bedding, so the bedding's 3.5 inches. So it's only 3.5 inches jump down. So he goes down to the end. He's in the water house. Now here's camera 2 I switched to in my edit. He has a long, very long drink, so I always cut it short most of the time. But yeah, I cut pieces out because sometimes he will take two whole minutes just standing there getting a drink. Okay, you will notice there's nothing here. He's down at the other end where camera 1 is, and I'm on camera 2, the close-up shot, closer at this end than the long view. And so rather than wait, I've cut a piece out until he comes back again. Okay, I switched to camera 1. You will see him on the wheel, but not for long. And then he will go up into the treehouse on top of the roof. And that is where you will see Evel Knevel, my traffic going by. Daredevil jump intentionally off of the roof. And then I will switch to camera 1 and let you view it from camera 1 happening, which will be a close-up shot. And again, you will see he's okay. Now, Whisper has jumped 31 inches twice. His table is 30 inches, and then he had the frame of his terrarium an inch. I thought I'd closed the door, turned my back, and realized I hadn't closed the door. So I went back and closed it. That evening, I wasn't seeing him anywhere viewing, not the SD card, because I keep those in the camera, viewing the motion detection. There was nothing when I went to Blue Ram's website, watching on my computer monitor, which is my 47-inch TV. There was no activity for like 12 hours, and I thought something's wrong. And I thought, oh my God, he might have got out in that short time. Oh my God. I had ripped my home apart. This is a long story. Maybe I should leave this for another time. Anyway, so he's jumped 31 inches twice due to my stupidity. My stupidity. So for the longest time, I was terrified of the sliding doors, because if they are so clean, you will think they're closed when they're actually open. And I was using the top mesh steel doors to do everything until I got over my paranoia of thinking I'm going to, and I went back to the sliding doors. And he's been fine since, but he's been doing these daredevil stunts in his terrarium. There, he's going down to the sand bath. Now I'm at camera 2, and then I go back to camera 1 and camera 1 again. So that story is a long story. I will leave it for another day. And it ends up being comical, happy ending. Anyway, I was so upset, having anxiety, palpitations, anxiety attacks. It's a very long story, I will tell you sometime. And the second time it was, I was right there, working in his home. And he went through the green tubing. It was recently. He went through the green tubing, I guess about 2 weeks ago. And I thought he was going to the other end. Well, I had the one sliding door fully open in there, working in his home. He only went in a few inches, so I wasn't watching the tubing, thinking he went to the end. And he turned around and come back out, and he jumped right out under my arm as my arms are inside working. Watch this. Okay, now watch. Watch the treehouse, what he does. It's in slow motion in a moment. A replay. It's not actually a replay, it's from camera 2. But because we've already watched it, I'm going to switch to camera 2 where it captures a close-up shot of him doing it over again. Well, no, he doesn't do it twice. It's just I'm confusing it. It's a closer up shot of the same jump. Right now he's in the bathhouse, and we leave it there. Now I switch to camera 2, and here we go. Watch this all over again. Close up. That's parchment paper at the back. And he decides while he's there, he will grab the sunflower seeds that I threw around for him to forage and hunt for them. And as you can see, he's fine because he's jumping down into 3.5-inch bedding. And there's a 4-inch gap in between the house and his dishes. So as you see, he's fine. Evel Knevel. Now the 31 inches, I will tell you that story in the future, very near future. I only had the carpet, and that's it. That's all he had to cushion the blow, was just the carpet. 2 times. Mr. Evel Knevel did it 2 times. 31-inch jump. And so now you know why rats, they survive telephone pole wires and rooftops jumping down. And they're jumping down onto the hard ground. I don't know how they do it, but they can do it, depending on how they land. They land on their feet, they land on their head, or all fours, I don't know. Anyway, as you can see, he's happy, and so this is a prime sample. That's parchment paper at the back. And he decides while he's there, he will grab the sunflower seeds that I threw around for him to forage and hunt for them. And as you can see, he's fine because he's jumping down into 3.5-inch bedding. And there's a 4-inch gap in between the house and his dishes. So as you see, he's fine. Evel Knevel. Now the 31 inches, I will tell you that story in the future, very near future. I only had the carpet, and that's it. That's all he had to cushion the blow, was just the carpet. 2 times. Mr. Evel Knevel did it 2 times, 31-inch jump. And so now you know why rats, they survive telephone pole wires and rooftops jumping down. And they're jumping down onto the hard ground. I don't know how they do it, but they can do it, depending on how they land. They land on their feet, they land on their head, or all fours. I don't know. Anyway, as you can see, he's happy, and so this is a prime sample of that day that he fell. Same thing, but he had just missed a ladder that I had hooked to the, well, it wasn't hooked. It was the, it wasn't the one that was hooked. It was the V-shape ladder, and a piece of it was near the corner left side, and he landed just to the right of it, barely, because a piece of that ladder was, it was close anyway. As you go back and look at the video of him, if you wish, where he fell off trying to go around the water dish and that hunk around wood there that was at the front edge. There was no room to go around it. You would fall, and he did. So I just wanted to put this video out. This was the 16th. Now don't go by the timestamp, because I cut parts out where it takes too long for him to come back into the screenshot, and I switched from camera 1 to camera 2. I cut parts out. I decided to turn the time off, turn it on, turn it off. Some videos I take it from night vision to color, back to night vision, and I do this from my iPhone in another room. I'm switching the settings, and I'm constantly changing and testing things. Right now he's at the end of the table, and he's foraging, looking for the, darn, another vehicle going by. He's either grooming himself or he's nibbling on some sunflower seeds. Now we're at camera 2 again. Now camera 1. Anyway, we're coming to the end of the video. I so appreciate your time, and I hope that you learned something with my commentary. I'm still learning as I go along. I did have a pet rat for my children when I was raising them, when they were in their early teens, and I've learned so much filming him and studying and learning, saving my money, getting the terrarium first. I've had it 2 months before I even adopted him. Got it all set up, got everything for him first, did it the right way, then I adopted him. I studied, I learned, I kept purchasing every week new things. But the first thing I bought was the terrarium from Amazon. Anyway, we're at the end of the video. I appreciate your time, and thank you, and have a lovely day. Take care.